But given what women want out of a relationship.
Women don't know what they want.
Here we go.
They don't. Women want things women think they want things and then they get them and they leave the dude. Women don't have a clue what they want. I want a guy who's sweet and sensitive and takes care of my needs and thinks about me, but they're all out there. None of you are with them. Why? Because women don't want that. Women don't actually want that. Women want to be with a man they respect. Women are only going to enjoy the time with and end up feeling in love with a man they genuinely respect. And unfortunately, to be respected, some of the qualities are detrimental to the overall relationship's, let's say, happiness. I know loads of women who are with a dude they hate, but they respect it. Like, he makes me so mad, but he is the G. And they stay with him, as opposed to the woman who's like, well, he's so nice to me, but and leaves. So women need to respect you as a man. How's a woman gonna respect you as a man if no other girl wants you? How's a woman gonna respect you as a man if you're putting her above all your boys? How's a woman gonna respect you as a man if you're not here in the streets making money? How's a woman gonna respect you as a man if you don't respect yourself or other men don't respect you? Respect is linked to fear. How's a woman gonna respect you as a man if people don't fear you?
What do you say if a guy was working a 9 to 5, married to a woman, had a couple of kids, going his 2 or 3 holidays a year, and he said to you he was happy?
I'd say congratulations. I would genuinely say congratulations. If you're happy with that, and I know that's like a pretty normal setup. If you're happy with that, absolutely congratulations, and I don't look down on you. That's perfectly fine. But some men are just not born that way. Some men are born with something else inside of them, with a fire inside of them, which cannot be extinguished by beans on toast, TV at night, 9 to 5, sitting around with your wife, a couple blowjobs a month. Some men are not satisfied with that. I know me as an individual, I could not be satisfied with that. That doesn't mean I look down on the people who are. Absolutely, congratulations. But my time on the planet, I guarantee, will be more eventful.
You need to find people who do not listen to your excuses. Like if I ever tried to say an excuse to my dad or anyone, just look at me like, so? Like that doesn't matter. Even when I was fighting, if I was fighting, training for my last fight, I had a really bad ankle. I fucked my ankle up and I couldn't run properly. I said to Amir, my coach, I said, I can't run properly, my ankle. He goes, okay, let's just call your opponent and tell him that, you have an excuse. So he has to go easy on you. Because he isn't going to. He isn't going to give a shit about all your excuses. If I get in the ring with him and he aims to kill me or hurt me as bad as he can, he's not going to pull a punch or think I better not hurt him because he couldn't train properly. He doesn't care. And life is the same. All your excuses do not change life hitting you as hard as it can hit you. Your excuses carry zero weight. And these people who are excuse makers, they have these support networks of people around them who listen to their excuses. Oh, I can't do this. Why? Because of X, Y, Z. Yeah, it's true. You need someone to say, no, you can do it. You just don't want it enough. It's the absolute truth. Excuse makers have become in the habit of using excuses because of people who will listen. And I've never had anyone who listened to my excuses.
My words are absolutely sacred, especially to myself. And that's why I'm very careful with what I say, because like I said, if I threaten someone, even if I don't want to do it anymore, I have to do it because I won't lie to myself. I won't betray myself. And that allows you to start thinking a lot more carefully about what you say.
Yes.
Carefully about what you say, you get a lot more direction and clarification on which direction your life is going. And it's just fulfilling your own word, man. I said I was gonna be world champion over and over and over again. I was nervous to lose, not because I was nervous to get knocked out. I was nervous I would look like a liar. I told everyone I was gonna win.
Oh shit, yeah.
That's how I was. I was like, no, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna have this. When I picked up my Lambo, the best feeling about picking it up is that I told everyone for years I'm gonna have a Lambo. Lambo's my car. I'm gonna push a Lambo. When? I guarantee you I'm gonna find a way to push a Lambo.
But this is the reality of life as a man, is that you have to build your value. People say to me all the time, oh yeah, Tate, you get girls. I said, I got girls because I became a kickboxing world champion. That's thousands of hours in the gym. I wasn't born with some magic. I'm not Ron Jeremy. I wasn't born with some tool. It's like, I had to do it myself. So you have to build it as a man. This is just the unfortunate reality. If you're not prepared to do any work at all, you're gonna suffer.
When you speak of control, one of the very few things you have control over in this world, because we can't control very much. Like even we can do our best to maintain healthy, but you can still be unlucky and have a brain hemorrhage. You can still get hit by a car. You can't even control your personal safety. You can't control the weather. You can't control if your company you work for is going to shut down. You can't control if the government's going to change. One of the only things you actually have control over is your state of mind. That's one of the few things you can affect directly in real time. You can wake up pissed off and sad, and you can brush your teeth, and you can make a coffee, and you go, you know what? Fuck it, I'm not sad. I'm the fucking man. And you can bang. You can do that. And people go, no, you can't. I say, yes, you can. That's one of the only things in the world you have control over. You don't have control over anything else. And that's where life starts from. It starts from in your head. Every movement you do with your body starts in your head. The weights we lift starts here. We get up and we prepare ourselves to do it. It all starts in your mind. That's the only thing you actually have control over. And if you refuse to control that, if you refuse to control the only thing you can control, and then you want to complain that life's kicking your ass, I'm sitting there thinking, well, what the fuck did you think was going to happen?
My life was built off the back of anger. I was too angry to sleep that I was broke. That's how I got rich. I was too angry to sleep at the thought of losing. That's why I trained. I was completely built on anger. And I channeled it all in the right direction. I have no criminal record. So I'm never going to tell anyone not to be angry. I'm going to say make sure you put it into something worthwhile. If you're genuinely pissed off, and I mean genuinely, think how much energy that is. That's a little ball of force. I'm pissed off. That's it. Fuck it. That's it. I'm doing this today. I'm finding a way to get this done today. That's good. What a lot of people do is they pretend they're angry, but they're not. Oh, I'm angry, but really I'm just miserable. I feel sorry for myself. Now that is negative. That's never going to help you. But if you're genuinely angry, then you have unlimited motivation. So I don't ever try and stop myself being angry. I just make sure I have something to put it into. Fantastic. Good. Be angry. Good. Absolutely. But you need to have an outlet in your life that's going to benefit your life. Doesn't matter what it is. Go do push-ups. I'm so angry. If you're so angry, you want to talk how angry you are like a tough guy, show me 1,000 push-ups. Come on, you're so angry, move them arms. You're so angry, use your force. Oh, what? You're tired now. Well, you're not angry anymore. Shut the fuck up.
When I was broke, all I thought about was money. If I was in a coffee shop, I was sitting in the coffee shop with my coffee and I was looking around at all the other people in the coffee shop. How many people are in here? Who bought cake? What's the average spend? How much is the rent here? How much is that member of staff? Do they sell sandwiches? No, they don't sell sandwiches. Why not? Oh, most of the people in here are men, businessmen. Why is the waitress not attractive? The waitress is a fat bitch. Why is that? If I was next door, would I make more money if I did this, this, and this? How much would it cost to do that? That was how my brain was. All I talked and thought about was money. The only people I hung around with talked about money. When I sit down with my friends, they'd be like, how are you making money today? Well, I'm selling drugs. How are you making money today? I'm selling Viagra to old dudes. How are you making money today? Well, I'm going to go rob a motherfucker. I knew the worst people in the world. But all they did was talk about money.
Yeah.
So I didn't sit around and talk about anything else. I didn't think about anything else. They go, I went to the gym. They're better than me. They beat me. I can't go. Poor me, poor me. And that I've never had that mindset. I've never had the poor me mindset. Not a poor me guy. So it's always like, okay, they beat me. Well, I'm gonna change some things. I'm gonna go beat them.
Especially men. If you have this paradigm in your mind that you should just be happy by default without trying, without working, without any kind of struggle, without any negatives in your life, and you're just going to be a happy person and you're always just going to be laughing and giggling in the top 1%, that's asinine. It's not real. It's a stupid mentality to have. I don't care how happy you are. You have work to do. If any man comes to me and he's looking for guidance, I say, I don't really care how happy you are because you're fat. You got work to do. Come talk to me when you have a six-pack. Otherwise, I don't care. You have too much to get done to be talking about happiness.
I get a lot of people messaging me and they're very like, look, I'm very depressed, but I've been watching your videos and I want to kind of think like you. I want to be happier, etc. I made this big mistake 2 years ago and I lost my wife, whatever. And I try and explain to them that if you did what you believed was best at the time, hindsight's a bitch, right? If you did what you believed was best at the time, then what are you mad for? Every mistake I made in my life, at the time I thought I was doing the right thing. So I'm not going to be mad at past me. And every single bad thing that's happened to me, every single piece of trauma that's happened in my life has led me here. So if you're happy with where you are currently, then you have to be happy for every bad thing that's ever happened to you. Genuinely, right? If you look at your life now and go, I'm quite happy with where I am, then you have to be happy with every single shit day you've had because you wouldn't end up here any other way. You know, I wouldn't have grown as a man if my father didn't die. You learn a lot about yourself as a man when your father dies. So, of course, I wish my father was alive, right? But if I'm happy with my life now and where it is, you have to accept every shitty day and every single lesson.
I say this all the time. Your ability to deal with stress, the amount of stress you can deal with as an individual, is directly correlated to your success level. If you can deal with stress all day, you're going to be successful.
If you collapse under stress, you're not going to be successful. There's no way to the top without stress involved and bullshit and things going wrong. The virus has fucked your convention up. It's fucked my casinos up. Like, who saw this coming? Nobody. Like, it's just, this is life. You're either ready for it and you're either going to, you know, be a man about it, or you're going to be a little bitch. But if you're a little bitch, then you're never going to succeed in anything in life.
I think a man should have absolutely no interest in whether he's actually happy or not. If I wake up and I'm unhappy, I will do the exact same things as if I am happy. I will go to the gym the same. I will work the same. How I feel has no impact on how I live my life. I don't think happiness as an index is a healthy view for a man to have on life success. Women are different. Women just want to be happy, right? Women just want to smile. They don't care how. They don't care if they deserve it or not. As long as they get to smile, women are happy. That's women. But I think for a man, if you're waking up and going, oh, am I happy? Am I not? You're looking at life wrong. I think of a man, if you put happiness if you move it down the scale, right? And you start looking at, am I successful? Am I competent? You know, am I achieving things? Am I respected? If you start to look at these indicators of your life, you're going to end up being happier without actually analyzing if you're happy or not. So for me, I understood very, very well that $500,000 a month is good, but $1 million a month is better. And I also very, very much understood that as soon as you stop pushing forward, as soon as you go stagnant, you're dying.
Most of you, in fact, the large majority of you, don't deserve to be happy.
Why?
Because they haven't done the work it requires to be happy.
Yeah.
You're not a man of genuine excellence in every human metric. You don't deserve to be happy. You're sitting at your computer with your Bored Ape and your NFTs and $4 million, but you're fat and you're boring and you stink. And you expect yourself to be happy. You don't deserve to be happy. You don't deserve it. You haven't worked for it. Beauty lies on top of the mountain, my friends. You have to climb it. You have to get all the way up there to see the peak and its amazing view. Let me tell you something. I'm happy because all I've done is suffer. That's all I've ever done is suffer. This is how I got here. Suffer. My life's been nothing but suffering and trauma. That's how I got here. That's why my worldview is so brilliant. That's how I can wake up, and as long as no one has a gun to my head, I am happy because I have suffered.
I say this to people all the time. If you don't blow money, it's very hard to fuck up. Like, okay, you start a company and you don't blow your money. What's the worst that can happen? You close?
They don't want to face the risk of the failure and rejection, the emotional.
That's what it is, because
they're pussies. Yeah, they're pussies. Yeah, exactly.
but if you don't give a shit and you're just all about the money, then what's the worst that can happen if you don't blow money? Nothing bad can happen. Yeah. Like nothing, literally nothing bad can happen. People just have this idea, well, if I only had 100 grand, I could. I'm like, listen, you don't. If you could do this idea of yours, you wouldn't need 100 grand to do it.
Is any of my problems going to stop the sun rising? Is any of my problems going to stop the tide coming in? Like, it's just the reality of the world is that how much I am upset, it really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. That's the first thing. And two is that anger can be channeled into anything. Anger can be channeled into inaction as much as action.
And this is what people really don't yet understand. There's only one thing on the planet you actually have control over. You can't control the weather. You can't control your health. You can get a brain aneurysm or a heart attack. You can't control other people. The only thing you can actually really truly control is what you think. That's the only thing you can change in real time. You can be thinking of red and change it to blue. So why are you not controlling your own mind? It's your asset. It's your ally. It's your friend. Why would you make an enemy out of the only thing you have control over? I refuse to do that. It doesn't make sense to me.
As a grown-up, you're never going to be happy like you were as a kid. You're never going to be joyful and laughing and smiling all the time. It's just not that's not the human reality of adult happiness. Adult happiness for me is just a lack of absolute sorrow. Like, there's no such thing as cold. There's only a lack of heat. Scientifically, cold doesn't exist. Heat exists, and a lack of heat creates cold. Well, I think it's the same thing with happiness. There's no such thing as happiness. There's just a lack of sorrow. If I'm not grief-stricken, if I'm not sitting here and I'm really devastated, if my family members haven't died, if I'm not bawling my eyes out, if I'm not really struggling, then I'm a happy person because I'm not completely sorrow-filled. But I think a lot of people are somewhere in the middle, and they think because they're not at that giddy, childish happiness, there's something wrong with them. No grown-up adult is supposed to live at the fucking absolute peak of life's great, I'm happy. No one's supposed to live that way, and we're told we're supposed to live that way, and that if you ever feel a little bit sad, there's something wrong with you. That's not true. We're human beings. It's perfectly normal to wake up and be pissed off and be sad or be this or be that. Because there's nothing wrong with it. The only thing that's wrong with it is to sit there and believe that you need to start taking a pill to fix it.